Hi, everybody. Welcome back to what are we called again? My Mother's Keeper. Oh, and this has been, I haven't been on for a long time. That's one of the reasons why my brain just is fog, and I have no idea how to explain it. It just is. But I am so grateful, so blessed to have Mary with me. Okay, I am just going to apparently forget everything. Mary, you talk.
Well, at least we
Oh
don't have
my
any
word.
tornado warnings going off this time.
Do you know what? We had a tornado come down near our house recently. Like, well, when I say near, I mean within 15 minutes away. So, because I know
Well,
miles and kilometers are going to talk different. So, yeah.
I was thinking of you with all the wildfires because we would get all the snow. I mean, the smoke was really thick there, and it's cleared out. We've
Yeah.
had like fall days. It's been like 74 degrees,
Oh,
like
wow.
60 and 74 the past 2 days. I'm like, yep, bring it on. I'll take it all day
Yep.
long. I do not like the hot weather.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
the wildfires, we only have like 20 here, like in our province. And we have a province that's bigger than Texas. So, I mean, like it's not very many. But in Ontario, which is probably got two Saskatchewans in it, they have 190 something. And that's where
Oh my
you're getting all your smoke from in the
goodness.
States, is Ontario and Quebec. So,
Very.
yeah,
It was very
fortunately,
very thick.
yeah, fortunately, where I'm living, it hasn't been so bad. And hi, Shelley. I should say hi there, my friend. Glad to see you here. Um, so, Mary, you've got a whole new gig going on. Tell me about what's going on in your life lately.
Well, I'm still crocheting. I'm not stopping that, but
Good.
excuse me. But about probably, I think about 6 weeks ago, something like that, 8 weeks ago, I
Uh-huh.
was having one of my wonderful insomnia moments where I couldn't fall asleep, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oy.
So I love to go through Facebook Reels when I can't sleep and just look. And I
Yeah.
came across this really unique art, and I thought, that's interesting. Now I'm going to pronounce it as best I can, and it's not an easy name to pronounce. Excuse me. It's called Kinasaga, which is it's spelled KinusaIga. I know how to spell it because I just can picture all those things together. But it's actually older. I'm older than it, and it came across in the 1980s.
Ah.
And it is the art of tucking fabric into some kind of board. The lady that
Mm-hmm.
designed it, you can probably say it better than I can. Um, she was trying to find a way to use up her old kimonos, and she would take wood and make beautiful pictures out of the old kimonos and stuff this in.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw this, I said, it's not one of those, like, I've always wanted to learn how to do mosaic and all this kind of stuff. And I thought,
Yeah.
that's interesting, and maybe down the road I'll just try my hand at that. This was
Mm-hmm.
no, it was such a drive, and I knew who it came from. I knew it came from the Lord. There was such a drive to do this. And my mother
Mm-hmm.
said, well, maybe you should just get one piece and see how you do and see how you like it.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, I don't know what it is, but there is an absolute drive to just do it.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so the I reached out to our community. The book face is great if you're like, well, like me, and go, I have all the yarn in the world, but I don't have a solid fabric scrap. So a lady in our community had a whole bag of fabric scraps for me. Bless her heart. I have to make a cross for her. She gave me a whole bag. We started ironing those. I was blessed with some other fabric as well. And I just started growing my fabric collection. And then on my birthday, which was June 18th, I did my first piece, which is available in our merch store for free. And I'm
Yeah.
very proud of this little one. This is the rose. And this is the one we did on the first one on my birthday. And I was like,
Hold it closer
okay.
to the
I
to the
think,
camera. That is just gorgeous.
I said, I think I'm hooked.
Oh yeah.
And so
Does
I
it
was
come
like,
with the
okay.
frame and everything?
No, this was one that I put in. This is a just adding and tucking in the fabric on there. And then taking felt and putting on the back. We've graduated since then.
Okay.
And that one will always be free on in our merch store. Get up there.
Okay.
Then I thought, okay, well, let me try to do some other things. And I decided to come up with some patterns. And you can get some patterns on Etsy. I know I said it wrong, but that's how I say it. So then I started to do this one. You can see it's not done
Mm-hmm.
because I
Yeah.
got frustrated with it. And I thought, well, I'll use the word
Oh.
blessed. And I realized that the words were not going to work as I thought they were going to work. But I'm still going to reuse this board again, but it wasn't. And then I did this one as my third attempt. And you can see it's not finished yet because the words are still kind of, choppy. I have a way of redoing this, but without doing the words, but still adding the words down the road. And I thought, well, maybe I'm
Right.
not that great at this until I did this one. I've got so many boards around me. This one we did as we were celebrating our country's 250 year anniversary.
Oh, look at that.
Now I've
I
modified
love
the
it.
flowers. I've modified the
Right.
flowers in the pattern because this pattern is available, and there's a pattern with the flowers and without for people that don't want to have to deal with the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that I needed to modify the flowers. But then when I did this one, I'm thinking, you know what? I think I got a knack for this one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've upgraded. These are just paint sticks. We use paint sticks in order to frame it. Josh is helping with all of the cutting. And then this was, of course, the felt you put in your jewelry drawers is now what we're
Oh,
putting on the back. And of
nice.
course, purple is my favorite color, so that's what it's
And
going
what's
to be
not to
for
love,
mine.
right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Like, well, maybe I have a knack for this, and this was our own pattern. This one's not done yet, but we're still finishing it. My mother said to me, well, why don't you come up with a whole series? Not only the summer goose, but the winter to fall to spring, all of the seasons. So this one isn't done yet, but this is our summer goose.
Oh, shiver cute.
These are so much
Love
fun.
it.
Okay?
Oh,
They are
yeah.
just so much fun. And we are currently working on something called tilted teacups, which
Oh,
is this. It's for Mama's birthday, but don't tell her. It's her birthday today.
nice.
It's going to
Such
be
a
that.
pretty one for you,
And
her, and Christina. Like a cup for each of you.
can you see
Look
the
at that.
teacups?
Absolutely. And I love the colors and the fabrics.
Yes.
Those are so pretty.
I'm doing this one over at the book face. This is a fish.
Okay, yeah.
And that one's going to be really cool.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I guess I am good, and I seem to keep getting better, and I keep coming up with, patterns and designs and all this kind of stuff. But when I found this in the process of everything, when I found this, I was in a position where I kind of was like, I have to be very careful of my mental well-being because sometimes I can go in a really bad place. And I was going into a place where I was like, I'm going to keep quiet. I'm not going to talk to anybody. Nobody likes me. All of this stuff that I go down into a spiral. And we had gone someplace. We had come home. I had a migraine from it was immense. And I remember even saying to Josh, you got to turn the light off. You got to turn the sound off of your phone. And I don't get them that bad that often. And I said, I get them, quite often, but not that bad. And he had gotten a refrigerator in our room to keep his stuff. And it was like a jet plane. I'm like, you got to get rid of I just can handle one or I'm going out.
Yeah.
In our den with the bed, which now every time I come and sit here, Mocha decides she's got to come lay on the bed and be my saga partner. So anyway, um, I throughout this whole thing, I have just the Lord has just shown me blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing, and I'm like, okay. And it just lifted me out of this hole that I was just digging myself in. It was just an emotional time. And in the process of this whole thing, I said, Christina, you've got to try this. And, she came over recently. And of course, I am officially a grandma. So she came over and yes, and she took one piece of fabric and the tool you use for this. And she sat there and she said, I'm hooked. One piece. Now, I can't show you her first one because she
Wow.
hasn't officially done that one or showed that up.
Right.
So
Right.
on Tuesday, which was Josh and mine's 19th wedding anniversary, we went down to the Amish country. And we are actually have our soap caddies in a store. If God's not direct me in this path,
Oh,
crochet
wow.
a fabric store down in the Amish country that has our soap caddies that also has fabric that also would be interested in possibly King of Saga pictures. I'm like, and maybe even kits. I'm like, okay, God, you're just taking me in all different directions. Fabric was not one of
But
them.
it all seems to be coming together. Different directions coming
Yes,
together. Yeah.
exactly. So she sat there and so she said, well, Mom, you know what? I finished my project. Do you think you can come down and you can spend time with the grandbaby and we can celebrate me and Mom's birthday and everything? And she said, have lunch and stuff. And can you bring me some more projects? So this was her second project.
Oh, swans.
If you are familiar with Once
So
Upon a Time,
beautiful.
this
Yep.
is from Once Upon a Time. So
Oh.
she is of course in mama stage and she's having to pump a little bit, so she's finding out when she does these, when she's doing that, she's much more relaxed and she's kind of doesn't even realize a half an hour is going by
Yep.
and she can't get enough of this. So at church now on Sundays I have to bring two patterns in the fabric containers with me because she wants to do craft shows. But what's happening is Christina and I kind of were going through a little bit of a transition period in our time. We were going from being mother daughter to kind of how do you do mother and adult. And she said very
Mm-hmm.
recently, she said, Mom, she said, I seem to be talking to you more. And she said, I'm really, really liking it. And so the blessing of her and I kind of coming together and meshing again and joking and
Mm-hmm.
laughing and talking has been such a blessing. And I'm finding out I go live and I sit here, which our channel always has been come in. I don't care what we're doing, come in,
Yep.
connect with people, help grow. I don't
Yep.
care if we're driving, I don't care what we're doing. And I'll sit here
Mm-hmm.
and say, I'm only going to be here for 2 hours. 4 hours later, I'm still tucking fabric into board. And I'm like, wait a minute,
Wow.
you know,
Wow.
because there's just a relaxation that comes with this in a way that
Yeah.
I've never found any other craft. I enjoy my
Wow.
crochet, but the crochet came with a little bit of for me anyway, just you know, the person who inspired me to do that is also the person in our family that doesn't want to speak to us very much. And so it's hard because I pick up my
Mm-hmm.
crochet hook and sometimes it's like, yeah, it just reminds me of that. This has been absolute joy. And we have several different um, fabric stores in our area. And I think it would be so cool to put kids together and say this came from Shiloh, Ohio, or Berlin, Ohio, which is the heart of Amish country.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just so beautiful. Josh is getting involved in it. He's cutting stuff. He's figuring out how to do frames. He's getting involved. And you
Nice.
you don't use I have an example of it. I kept it. People would think you just go to the craft store and you would use styrofoam. The problem with styrofoam
Right.
is very soft, and you can see all the impressions on that. So you're not
Right.
going to the store to do it. You're going to, well, I don't know if it's the same over here as it is in your neck
Okay.
of the woods, but you're looking for the Pink Panther, or Lowe's has a different brand, but it's insulated board. I'm probably going to say it wrong, and you're probably going to hear him correcting me. Polystyrate, styrene.
Polystyrene.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
That's what you're
Yeah.
using
Nope.
to actually tuck the fabric
Oh.
into the thing, because it's hard and it gets
Yep.
into the pieces of fabric. So
Yep.
we have Menards. You can get a 2 foot by 2 foot one. I've seen people do ornaments as long as it's that type of foam. There's 3D pumpkins people could tuck fabric in. There's
Mm.
these. Also, we went to Home Depot recently and I got an 8 by 4 feet, two of those. Yeah,
So are
we
you going
have
to
a
cut
lot
it
of
down,
wood.
or are you just going to do a giant project?
No, we snapped it in half and then we took,
Okay.
Josh has a hot knife and we cut it in the parking lot. But it was unique how
Mm.
we had to take it home and then he
Yeah.
cuts it from there. But the hot knife really helps to make sure that it's, straight and so forth. So you're using
Yep.
that, and then you're using, which I've graduated from sheets. You can get it in sheets, but you're using the 3M paper, the double sticky sided paper, in order to put
Okay. Yep.
on this. So the first thing you need is that. You cut it down to your desired shape of the pattern. Then you need your 3M paper, which you can get it in a roll or you can get it on Amazon in sheets. And on our channel, in our link tree, you will see King of
Mm-hmm.
Saga, and you will see all of the supplies you need. And then you get a pattern, whatever the pattern may be that you have. This is the cross one we did from my husband's grandmother. I gave it to her for her when we saw her recently. And so then once you have placed your double-sided sticky tape on here, then you take your pattern. Now this is a little bigger than this. And you put it on there, you tape it down, and you cut all of the places into the foam. This is what I use to
Mm.
make the cuts is this wonderful craft knife, because it's got a firm thing. You can use a box cutter, you can use an X-Acto knife, but this is the one that I have found the easiest one to
It's
use
got a good
because
handle.
it's got a very good handle. So
Is it
then
a
once
Fisker?
you, yes, it's a Fisker craft knife, and we have, like I said, we have all the stuff. I've been putting all the stuff and all the supplies we used on there, but it's this.
Awesome.
It's like $14 on Amazon. It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
So once then you've got your double-sided sticky tape there, and you
Mm-hmm.
only peel one side. You want your foam board to look like, where did I put it? I had it to work on tonight. Where did I stick it? I've got so many boards around here. I don't know. That's not it. I'll find it in a minute. You want it to look like this.
Okay.
So you're graduating to this.
Okay.
I don't know where I put it. I'll find it in a minute.
And you have it like that before you cut it or after you cut it? Cut
No,
the
this is
pattern.
before you cut it. So once you've gone from here to plain,
Yep.
now you put your 3 sticky side, keeping this side from, taking the sticky stuff off. Then you're
Right.
going to put your pattern on and you're going to cut it. You're going to tape it down and cut it. And when you're cutting it, you really have to pay attention to making sure that you don't start where you're gonna lose. All of this is going to come out. You got to pay attention to where you're cutting. And I found out if you have to cut someplace and it starts coming up, just take some packing tape and put it down and then cut again where it needs to be. But
Mm.
then you're going to start cutting till you've cut your entire pattern out. And I always make a
Okay.
copy of my pattern so that I can reference it and continue referencing it as I'm working it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a whole drawer worth of patterns. Maybe I put it up here.
I have a question for you about if I have an idea of something that might work, but you've probably tried it and already found out it doesn't. But see, this is what happens is I get these ideas. It's like, oh, I'm brilliant. It's like, no, you're not. Okay. But when you're putting the pattern onto the foam, you've got your 3M. Instead of cutting it out, would it be possible to use a pen or a pencil and draw it? Like
you could,
like create a divot?
If you're good enough, and I'm not that good, where I can't, I mean, if you're like you, who's a tremendous artist, you could probably have something in your head and be able to take, what is it? Rub-a-dubby and actually draw it out on here and then cut it from there. I'm not that good. I can't draw a side of a stick.
Yeah, so I'm not a drawer. I'm a painter. It's different.
Yeah. I have to put my pattern on here. So this is the pattern that I've created to be able to place on here.
Wow, so that's going to be ornate.
If you're really good, absolutely, you can go ahead and draw it on there or freehand it if you wanted to. I'm just not that good.
No, I'm thinking of putting your paper on top and like tracing it. And then you don't have to cut the paper. You've traced it onto the foam. And then you can cut the traced outlines. Am I not describing it well?
No, because once you cover the foam, you can't see it. You're going to have to do it on top of this layer here.
Yeah.
Because this has to stay until you start removing each piece in order to put your fabric on. And here's the thing where people are going to say, oh, well, I don't have much fabric. I need a ton of fabric to start. No, you do not. This is using scrap fabrics. The only thing that I've said to my people is, listen, one fabric store I could go to and I could literally go haywire. I don't have the money to go haywire. I wish I did. But the things you need to build your stock up in fabric when you're doing this is solid color fabrics, because you're going to use that a lot. Where you need to kind of be careful how you do is patterns. You don't want patterns that are really huge and big because they're going to be hard to use. You want ones that are more refined. And for instance, if I can find it real quick in my stuff. And the hardest part is actually choosing your fabric. That's like, oh my goodness gracious, I got choices. I mean, if I can find,
a quilter would just love this.
Oh yes, because you've got all the scrap fabric.
Yes, exactly. I have a very good friend who's a quilter, and I could just see her loving this.
So for instance, this fabric is one I got from our recent place that I love. This is a 1/4 piece of fabric. Now this one would be one that I would probably go in and get at least a half a yard. I want to get in all the colors because I got it in multiples, or a yard of this, because you're dealing with something that's two-toned. You've got this and this. So now I've bought 1/4 fabric or a half a yard, but I have two colors. Or if I'm not that great color matching together, I can figure out, well, you know, with this color blends in with this color. Christina took some of this color the other day, and this color, if I'm doing a stone, I've got this color for the darker stone and this color for the lighter stone. But this piece of fabric, I got a yard of this. Now it has pattern to it, but it was 30% off for if you emptied the bolt, which was a yard of bolt. So it was a $10 fabric for a yard of like $6.
Oh wow!
But
yes.
So a majority of your fabric you're going to need is, you know, fat quarters and, or what they have at the one store, it's eighth quarters, stuff like that. Your solids, you could do more of a yard of fabric. And you can go to
Mm-hmm.
Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has amazing ones. You know, they have ones too. I'm really liking this other store, but this is an 8/4, fat eighth. I mean, that's a lot of fabric. This cost me $1.98, and it looks almost kind of like 3D.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to build my collection of fabric, it's going to be on solids and do more of 1/4
That's this big
pattern.
box.
Oh, I've
Love it.
got 3 boxes. I don't think I'm going to outgrow it. We did start off with Amazon fabric, which was great for practice fabric. And there's a trick if you're using a
Mm-hmm.
finer kind of fabric, but you don't need it. You can ask people in your family that are quilters, hey, do you have some scrap fabric left over? Go on your book face groups. Ask them, you know what, like I did, do you have fabric that's otherwise sitting around? And somebody spoke up and said, yes, I do. Um, and just, you know, go in and buy it small amounts. And I could really see this. And I tell you, yesterday was so fun with Christina, sitting at the dining room table where we were doing it together. To be able to have a group of ladies come
Mm-hmm.
over and you all buy some fabric and you put a
Right.
project in the middle of the table, simple one, and you chit chat and talk, and everybody has their own design of how they're doing it, and you're laughing and you're having fun, and you just put the fabric in. It would be a delightful time.
That would
The
be.
tool,
Oh, so much
yes,
fun.
and the tool that you
Huh.
use in order to tuck the fabric in is a seam ripper.
Alrighty then.
Are you
Use the back of
surprised?
it, I imagine.
Yes, use the back of the seam ripper, which I'm like,
Okay. Okay.
you
Wow. Well,
use
that's
a seam
fun.
ripper to either to tuck it into the fabric.
Huh. Well, I'm picturing where I would get fabric from, and I'm a cheapo. Oh, what's that say? I survived my
I've
daughter's wedding.
survived
I
my
love
daughter's
it.
wedding. It was
Awesome.
honestly true.
But I'm thinking where I would get fabric. I would go to a thrift store and buy used ties. Because again, like that long strip that you were showing me, I'm
Yeah,
picturing an old tie just cut apart,
yeah.
and you could get nice solid colors, patterns, whatever. Is there a particular thread count, or is there a particular fabric that works best?
I've only
Should
used
it be
cotton.
cotton?
I've
Okay.
used cotton. Um, you can use. I've seen people use finer fabrics where you're taking, and even though this says it, and I've done it on the goose. Where's the goose? I did it on the goose, as you can see on the very top. This was very
Yep.
fine fabric. So I put it to the back of
Okay.
this, and I realized you were going to see nothing but kind of gray. It wasn't going to be as bright as I wanted it. So I actually took a piece of
Right.
white fabric, very thin white fabric, and then used this. Even though it says
Oh.
temporary,
Yep.
this works. And I sprayed that on there, and then I put it on here, and it actually came through and it really popped. And I'm in the
Nice.
process of outlining this. You don't have to outline it, just this one just seemed to outline it. And I actually have little tiny fish eyes. They're 4M little fish eyes that just they use to make lures that I'm going to be putting on this goose to make the eyes, and a
Oh,
little flower
cute.
for the hat. So
Oh,
it's going to be
cute.
really cute when it's done.
Some cute little
But
embellishments.
yes, and I've seen people do an ice cream cone and they put like sparkle or sprinkles on it or what have you. So if it's
Mm-hmm.
fine stuff, I use that. But um, you have to be careful when you're using possibly like t-shirt fabric, because it can't, if it's too stretchy, it's going to be
Yeah.
too stretchy, or if it's too bulky, it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no sewing required. You do not have to sew. You can go into your local Dollar Trees or what have you. Sometimes they'll
Yep.
have those like sayings inside a frame. In the back, you can
Yeah.
use those to insert your King of Saga. We have paint sticks we put around. We learned how to do a frame with just cardstock around it itself. And then I have these scissors that are kind of, you
Mm-hmm.
can see they're curved. So they get
Oh,
really
yeah.
close to the fabric in order to make sure that
Oh,
they really cut. And then
right.
if by chance I have one that frays, I have this quick dry glue for tacky glue. And I have
Yep.
just these regular kind of, you know, um, I don't know what they're called. They're like precision glue things that I could put a little bit of glue on and take care of it. I've got tweezers
Okay.
and I've got a little trash can so I can put my fabric.
You're cute. I love it.
And I also have something. I also have this little thing that I got when we went and met with my husband's grandmother and mother. And I put all my little things for the cap for my seam ripper and my little knife and
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
so I don't have to go hunting for them when I'm all over
Yes,
with it.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's not really that hard, and I won't finish this at all. But I would like you at one point to come up with a name for this piece. You'll have to come up with you can think about it, but
Okay.
she'll have to come up with a name for this little house and this little raindrop, because
I'm
I'll have to
thinking
give
a
it a
drop
name.
of happiness or a drop of joy.
Ooh, I like that one.
I like the drop
Whatever
of
you
joy
name
because
it,
like my joy is in my home, right?
I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna bring you down. Hopefully, I don't lose anybody in the process. I can see myself over here,
Yes.
but
Well, that's perfect. Yep, we can see it perfectly.
okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip it this way, so it's upside down, or the way
Okay.
it needs to be, so you can see
Mm-hmm.
it up there that way. So all you're doing is, like, let's say this is the sun. Now, I wouldn't recommend. I've kind of pieced my 3M double sticky together
Mm-hmm.
because I know enough that this is not necessarily a cut. I would not recommend
Mm.
that if you're new to this and you haven't kind of gone through the process of
Mm-hmm.
figuring that out yet. I wouldn't do that part
Mm-hmm.
just yet. I did it because it kind of, I know that this is one whole piece, and of course having my pattern next to it. But
I was
you're
gonna say
just
that's the
taking,
benefit of having your pattern right there.
yes. I'm just not going to
Yes.
waste the 3M paper because it's not
No,
expensive, but
why
it's not
would you?
cheap. So
And
you're
I can
just
see where the
picking it
seam
up.
ripper is nice because it's got that really fine point.
Now, some people take this and they put it on their fabric and they cut around their fabric. I don't like that. I find that
Okay.
you can do that. I just find it to be more time consuming than I really want. So I don't bother
Yeah,
with it.
kind of piddly.
You can do that if you want to.
Okay.
Now, this was one of the pieces of fabric that I received from a sweet lady who gave me about a whole
Mm-hmm.
bag of fabric, which is just so pretty.
Wow. I love the
And
color.
yes, so if we're going to do that one, I probably choose to do it where kind of like half. We've got a little bit
Yep.
of kind of the break for the sun.
Right.
Let's do it more this way.
Right.
And you're just placing it. It will stick on its own and by itself. And then I have a little container that I put my scraps. I'm like, oh, well, I can use that little piece because I don't like to waste anything.
Perfect. Exactly. Yep. Because you're
So I
gonna
have a
have
little,
just those little fine details.
yeah. So I have a little container of all my pieces. And I'm like, I don't want to go hunting for them, but they're in a container.
Nope. Nice.
So the first thing you're going to do is just take your seam ripper. And if by
Yeah.
chance you go through and you think, okay, I didn't cut it deep enough, you can just go back
Right.
and just do a cut. I can tell if I think, oh, I really didn't cut that really that great.
Okay.
And
How deep should you cut?
everyone, you can't. I've never gone through this board. This this
Okay.
this is Axo knife only goes. It's not going to go all the way through, and I don't push it all the way
Okay.
through.
Okay.
So you want enough. You don't want it too shallow. You won't be able to get the fabric in. And
For sure. Yeah.
And what I try to tell people is this isn't cut perfectly. None of our kits down the road will be cut perfectly.
No.
I used to work in an auto dealership, and people would come in really mad as a hornet because their car wasn't working right. And I would go, well, your car was made by humans, and so guess what? It's not going to be perfect.
Ooh.
So they're going to
Okay.
fix it, and it's going to be okay. And it was like, oh yeah, that's right. We are made that is made by humans, and we need to not worry about it.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
try to make this perfect, please. So you're going to take your seam ripper, the flat edge of it, and you're just going to take it, and all you're doing is literally tucking fabric into the crevice of your shape.
Okay.
And sometimes I have to pick it up to be able to see where I have it. See, I can tell I didn't. Oh, let's see.
Right.
So all you're doing is just tucking.
Okay. So if you have like a 1/4 inch seam allowance kind of idea.
Yeah, and I tell people when they're starting it, if you cut more fabric than you think you need, do it, because that's
Mm-hmm.
what I did. Is I was like, oh, I'm so worried I'm going to waste the fabric. No, just cut more
Mm-hmm.
than you think you're going to need. You'll get better at being able to eyeball it.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I'm ever going to use that, but I'm going to stick that in my tiny little scrap pile.
Well, yeah.
And then you're just cutting away the fabric, and see why your idea wasn't going to work, because you're picking
Yep.
up little pieces as you're going on. So you're just
Right.
taking your seam ripper and you're just putting it in.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a corner piece, you're taking this. It's better to go towards the edges. And this
Oh,
foam
okay. Yeah.
really holds onto it. It When you
Yeah.
tuck it in, it really holds on. And if you go, oops, I did a boo boo. I cut too tiny. That's where.
Yep.
Or if you see it fraying, I tell people if you see it fraying, take care of it
Yep.
before. Well, I do it just so you can
Yeah.
see it. So you're just taking it and you're just putting it in there. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. And it is the most relaxing thing. I'm telling you what, you're going to just go, oh my goodness gracious, what have I missed? Tucking fabric in the thing. I never thought. I said
That
to
is
Josh,
so
Lord,
cool.
if you had told me I'd been tucking fabric, and I've always wanted to quilt and so I'm not that kind of person. This does the
Right.
it. So if by
Right.
chance I was fraying like over here, I'm not. I could take one of my little precision things for the glue and just put it
Mm-hmm.
here, and it would fix the fray problem. I've had that happen if I needed to.
Okay.
And now you've got the top of your teardrop going down for the sun.
Right. Oh, that's so pretty.
Yes. And
Oh, wow.
like here, let's do this one real quick. So if like this one,
Mm-hmm.
put that in my trash. This I got at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
They have this one, and this one is the only ones that they have that have the shiny, the aqua and the other.
Oh, okay.
This I got at,
Walmart Canada doesn't do fabric anymore.
they don't.
No.
That's
I
not,
kind of miss
this
it.
one.
They had a really good section.
This I got from the Shiloh Country Fabric Store. So
Okay.
if we really wanted to have, and I can show you my trick. This is a piece of white fabric. It's very,
Mm-hmm.
very thin. So you can see
Okay.
if we took this and put it on the back of this board, it's not that
You see it
you can't
through.
necessarily see through it, but if you take this and put this on the back, do you see how much brighter that is?
Yes. Yep.
So you can see it. So sometimes with certain fabrics, even though it's like, it should be fine and it shouldn't have that issue, it does.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
you're just taking your fabric, you're lining it up there first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to cut it because I got to cut this off. We don't want to use that part.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're taking, I always move this out of the way. I'm using a cutting board from
Yeah.
Sam's Club
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
because I know that they have the craft mats, but the craft mats are all distracted with lines, and I don't want people to have to.
Yes.
You don't need any of
Yeah.
that for that.
No.
So I'm going to find a section that I can utilize.
I'm such a nerd. I would be measuring out. Like I need this
Please
by
don't.
this by this.
No, please don't. That takes away all the fun. You don't
It
need to do
does.
that.
Yeah. Did I mention I'm a nerd?
I know you're a nerd, but don't do that. You don't need to do that with it. You have to be free with this. So this is
Oh boy, oh boy.
that basting
Right.
spray. And so you're just taking,
Right.
I know it says temporary, but it works.
Yep.
You're just taking that. You don't need much of it. You're taking this. And then
Mm-hmm.
I realized a Cricut thing, and I just take that and I kind of, because I don't want any
Right.
wrinkles in it. And I even have a little
Right.
mini iron. If my fabric's wrinkled, I can pull out an iron real quick. I have a little mini craft iron.
Yeah. I've seen those. They're cute. It's like this little tiny triangle.
Yep, just in case I have to pull it out, I got it at Walmart. And you're just putting this on here, on there.
Yeah.
And again, just taking it. That's all you're doing. It's just the hardest part is designing what fabric you're going to put where.
Exactly.
Now,
I was going to ask that is how do you
yeah,
decide or do you pre-plan at all what fabric is going where?
the only thing that I kind of sat and pre-planned was the teacups, only because you had the 3 teacups, and I thought if I don't pre-plan it, but a lot of these I don't. I just go, okay, what? And if I'm live and we're doing this, I ask people, what do you think? Do you want this? Do you want that? They'll tell me what
Ah,
they want.
yep. Yep.
And this is not about
And I
being
like
perfect.
those scissors. Those
Oh, they
scissors, you're
make it
right, goes
so.
right down.
Yep, they're the curved scissors. Some people use medical scissors that have a curve to them.
Yeah.
I don't worry so much about wasting fabric. I don't feel like I waste that much. I'd rather have
Right.
a little bit more than sit here going, oh, I cut it too short
Absolutely.
and then I got to redo it again.
And then you're wasting more fabric.
Yep. You can pull stuff up. Like if I didn't like that, I could wait and say, let me go ahead and pull it up. Then what happens? You pull this up and then it's just a chain effect. You go, I got to pull up the
Yes.
next one and then the next one and then the next one. And then
Yeah.
it's a little harder with the double fabric, but if you have to do it, and I need to get thinner fabric than the white fabric than I have, but it works.
Okay.
And you have to pay attention to your cuts. And the reason why we're doing a lot is because we're putting patterns up for people, and I need to test them and make sure that they're going to work, because there's things I'll do and go, oh, that's not going to work. I have to make a correction to it.
So you're creating your own patterns. You're not simply purchasing a pattern
Nope.
online.
I'm actually creating our own.
That is
I'm going through
fabulous.
which I'm just like, I never thought I could do, but I've done it with the flag.
Well,
and
no, like that's
this one's one,
excellent.
but you can purchase them off of ST. I know I say it wrong every time, and I'm corrected. Part of the dyslexia coming through.
Yeah.
And
I
then
looked
I
up
pull
how
it.
to say the name of this craft, and it's Kunsai Aiga. Kunsui. You're saying it right, except there needs to be an E after the A.
It doesn't look anything like it said. And if you need, if I call it a facelift. Every once in a while, I'll have to go in if I've gone too deep and kind of lift it up. And you have to just be very, very gentle. But you can go in, kind of give it a gentle little facelift. if you pushed it in.
Yes.
So now we're starting to work towards the clouds. And your picture
Ah,
is coming to life a little bit by little bit as you're doing it.
absolutely.
And I just keep my knife open. I can tell enough that I kind of rushed. I knew I rushed through cutting this because I was trying to go live for the teapots. And I thought I'll just cut it
Mm,
real quick. But I always keep it
mm-hmm,
handy because if I think I haven't cut it enough, I'll cut it real quick. Or if I need to
mm-hmm.
make an additional cut that I'm like, that's not going to work or that's going to be too hard to get into,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
go
you can't
ahead.
have it too fine, can you?
You have to be careful. I mean,
This
like when we
reminds
were
me of
doing,
sewing stained glass.
it is. It's something like quilting stained glass coming together. It's kind of like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the flowers were really a
Oh,
pain in the
yeah.
arse because I made them too thin for the flag part. So
Yeah.
you
Okay.
you are you're limited, but you're not. It's like I probably won't ever do words
Okay.
again because they're really a pain in the neck. But um,
Right.
I'm going. If I do the words again, they're going to be words that are going to be worded words that we can put fabric over, and that's how I'm going to get the words.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
But all you're doing is literally choosing fabric, putting it over the thing, cutting it, and tucking it in. And you will sit here for
Mm-hmm.
hours and think, where did time go?
Yeah.
Whenever I'm going to spray, I always move my thing because I don't want to spray my picture. And if you're one of the people that have to sit there and measure, then you're part of it is just
You're
doing
doing
it.
the wrong thing.
Yes. Because there's just a part of just creating. You just get to create. You get to
Yeah.
choose what you want, how you want it to be. And if you're dealing with a chronic illness,
Mm-hmm.
it is a great pain reliever. Not that crochet
Oh, I
isn't.
guess it just gets your brain off it, doesn't it?
Yep. I mean, I know I'm going to hurt when I get up. I know I will because I know
Yeah.
my body enough.
Yeah.
But I also know while I'm here, I'm not thinking of it because I'm thinking, oh, what fabric can I do next? And what fabric can I do next? What
Nice.
fabric?
Yeah. I see that we've
It's
had
just,
people in the chat, but I'm trying to pay attention to Mary. So hi,
hi,
Sandy, Andy,
Alfonso.
Alfonso, Lynn, Joel, Shelley, all of y'all. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, the teapots I'm doing, the teapot we're working on our channel. I'm doing that one,
Uh-huh.
and I'm doing that one for Mom. She didn't know it yet, but that's her birthday present.
Nice.
Yeah, but we're gonna have more patterns coming. And
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be sitting and doing it, and people are probably gonna go, "Oh, there she goes again. She's doing it." I'm not done. It's taken my heart, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it other than I think it came a time in my life where I was just really struggling in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. And what didn't also help too was in April, and I don't think I can understand it. Nobody can really explain it to me. But
Mm-hmm.
apparently, our channel supposedly voluntarily left the partner program. I don't know how in the heck that happened. YouTube can't tell me how it
Really?
happened. They can't tell me in any way, shape, or form that we did anything because it was done voluntarily. So we lost our monetization, and
No.
we're about 1,200 away from getting back to monetization, which was really like,
Oh,
you've got to be
wow.
kidding. I worked really hard to get Mama there, and
No
then for that to all
doubt.
happen. They said
Oh,
we
Mary, I'm
can't
so sorry to
invest
hear that.
we can't investigate it because it was done voluntarily, so we don't know how it happened. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I couldn't
Oh, my
appeal it.
word.
I couldn't do anything other than, okay, well, we got to
Oh,
roll with this.
yeah.
So we've been working really hard to try to get back to that.
Yes.
I've learned a lot
For
about it
sure.
because community has
Yeah.
been there and they've stuck through, and I'm like,
Nice.
and people are going to our merch store, and we've had 2 roses that people have purchased, which is totally free. Somebody purchased the cross,
Wonderful.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I think this is just the beginning. And a couple people have said it's really inspired them to start creating again,
Oh, for
and
sure.
you know, having a craft and getting
Yeah.
artsy again. And
Yeah.
somebody said, I watched you do this, and she said, you actually helped me just relax, and I fell asleep because she said I was so in tune. She said I don't think I'll ever pick up a seam ripper, but she said I was so in
Right.
tune watching you make it that she said I kind of just,
Yeah.
kind of lost, you know, kind of got distracted and so forth. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're like, okay, I've done enough, I want to take a break from doing the cloud, I don't want to do any more cloud, then move on to another
Mm-hmm.
piece. You don't have to stay up at the
Absolutely.
cloud for that.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, I want to take a break from the cloud and I want to go down to here. And
Yeah.
like, for instance, I don't know if anybody can see this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I could probably do, if I was doing this, I probably am good enough that I could take it and do this whole thing. But I know not everybody's
Nice.
there yet. So I've
No.
taken and say, let's go ahead and divide this in half, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm thinking in my head, let's look at like a path that she would go down. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so if we're thinking of like maybe a dirt path, that gray that I've been wanting to
Mm.
use, Christina took half of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have to go down because I'm realizing the cut's not on. So, and that's why you also have the tweezers, because
Yes.
like right here is a piece of the paper that got stuck. Needs
Yeah.
to come up. And if
Okay, there we go.
you don't want those things sticking to the thing, because that's the fabric underneath.
So when you have your project in your merch store, what is it that a person is purchasing when they get one?
When they're going to our merch store for right now, they are purchasing the pattern. They have to go get the supplies. Eventually down the road, I would really like to have kits put together that
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
can come and we can cut it out. We could send it to them with the picture, with the pattern, with the
Mm-hmm.
frame, with
Mm-hmm.
the seam ripper, with the fabric. And then I really want to be able to harvest the fabric from a local store within our rural area. Have it come
Nice.
down
Yeah.
from Berlin, Ohio. And, for people to
Mm-hmm.
go into Berlin, Ohio and be able to say, okay, I had a wonderful vacation in Berlin, Ohio, which is the heart of Amish
And
country.
look what was
Oh,
there. Yeah.
there's that kit. I can take that kit home. I can make the project
Yes.
and have it hanging on my wall and remember that really special time. But I did the work.
That's right.
And that came from the fabric
Oh
store
yeah.
in Berlin or Shiloh or whatever it is. That's eventually what I want to do.
That's fabulous. I love it.
That's what I would like to be able to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. But Christina took half my fabric yesterday.
Oh no.
So
Stinking kids.
yeah, but you know what? It's worth it. She is just,
I
she
know.
goes, she was
Yeah.
little. We went to like a place where you go to get like, it's J. Alexandra's, and it's a place where you get prime rib. And she had never had
Mm.
prime rib. She was probably about 3 years old or something like that. She never had prime rib before.
Okay.
And she just said, more, 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 more. We couldn't get a prime rib fast enough for her. We had we just could not cut it. We thought we had enough, and it wasn't it. And it was kind of like this. It's like, Mom, you got to get me a couple more projects. You got to come to church
Yeah.
now with like 2 projects in hand for me to do.
Oh my
So
word.
she's just,
Wow.
and I'll do it because she's just having a ball with it. And she's,
Oh,
I think, always, she said to me, I've always wanted to craft, but I've never found my niche. She's found her niche.
Yeah.
And she's doing things like fandom stuff where she's like, like Once Upon
Great.
a Time, and she wants to do
Oh yeah.
Scooby
So she
Doo, and
sews. Yeah.
she's doing a wolf right now. She did a jar of pickles, and so she
Mhm.
sat there. She picked out the colors. It's going to be a very
Mm,
colorful. I'll have to do my own version of a jar of pickles, and we have mocha we have to do that we're actually going to do together and come up with, see how each one of us does it separately, or comes out,
yeah.
because it'll be different. But I just looked at her with the
Mhm.
color, and I said, those very colorful pickles. And she just picked out all the colors. I said, well, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just said, it looks like the Jamaican flag. And she said, well, you're Jamaican me pickle. I
Oh,
said, well,
I don't
there's
know
your
if it's
name.
my internet or yours. We've got some funky sound going on. You still there, Mary?
I'm still here.
Am I still there, Mary?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. I got you back now.
It was
I don't know
having
if
a
it's my
moment.
internet or yours, but between the two of us, we're having a senior moment. That's right.
So she was like, yeah. And she's like, well, she just looked at me, and she said, well, Mom, then you're Jamaican me pickle. And I said, well, there's your name for your artwork.
There you go.
So she made a jar of pickles.
Perfect.
Kid, you know, so she's just having a ball. And I think too, it's giving her, as she's going into this place of being a mom, it's giving her like a
Yeah.
place to kind of zone out for a while,
Oh, yeah. And you
because there's a
need that when
lot
you're
of
a young mom.
changes. Yep, she's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
she's gonna be a great mom.
She has such a huge heart. I can just
Yes.
picture, yeah, I can see her being a really good mom. And I could see you being an amazing yaya.
Yep. Yeah. And my mom's Nana, which she's still getting used to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Christina just did one piece of fabric, and she goes, "Okay, I'm hooked." That was it. That's all it took. She was gone.
Yeah.
I'm working on a night owl pattern too, and I figure out if there's
Oh,
nights I can't sleep, I'll come live and do a night owl.
yeah.
So see, I
Okay.
mean, Kim, you could do this. You're taking a seam
Oh,
ripper,
yeah.
you're stuffing fabric in, and it is coming together like a dirt path with stones down it. It kind of looks like that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw this. Somebody did a teardrop, and you can look up stained glass patterns. Now, where you have to be careful is, and
Yeah.
we ask people if they do our patterns on any social media, you are not allowed to alter them. You have to give us credit. You have to connect the people with
Right.
our pattern. You have to
Yeah.
be able to connect her with our YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
you can go on and look for coloring book images or stained glass images.
Yep.
If you're doing this privately, we do allow people to do the
Mm-hmm.
patterns and sell them, and if you need to
Oh,
modify them, you can.
right.
But you can look for stained glass images and all that kind of stuff, and coloring book images can be made out of it. Just be very careful
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing this, that if you're going to be doing it on on your channel or on social media, and it's somebody else's work, make sure you request, you message them. We say, please message us, let us know you're doing this. Ask them if you
Yep.
can use it. Give them credit for it,
Credit
because
them.
it's their artwork.
Exactly.
This just
That's
doesn't
exactly
come
right.
about. It took me a
No.
while to be able to sit. It took me probably about 45 minutes just to take this pattern, because I start at
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT and I said, okay, give me this. Then I take it to
Mm-hmm.
Canva and I'm putting lines and modifying it, erasing stuff and taking stuff. It took me 45
Mm-hmm.
minutes to come up with this final one. Now I'm going to test it.
Wow.
Then if I need to
Yes.
edit it, I'm going to edit it before I publish it. So it's
Right.
probably going to take me quite a few hours just on one
Oh, for
thing.
sure.
I think on the goose I'm
Yeah.
at probably, I think the flag was like 15, 20 hours. So there's a
Do
lot of
you
stuff that
have
has to.
selections? Do you have indications of how difficult one would be over another?
Not really, in the sense that I've got one that I'm going to be doing. Let's see, it's this one I want to get working on with everybody too. That's, I think, would be very simple for somebody that's not done this before, because there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
straight lines in this, and this is one of our
Yep.
patterns. The
Yep.
cross would be very.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. The cross and the goose also seemed, even though there was some curves, it still seemed relatively simple because they're large chunks of
They're large chunks to some degree,
pieces.
but I would probably say if you're going to do something, I would say do the fish over the goose first.
Oh, okay.
It's just because there's, this is something, all of these things you have to kind of learn as you're doing. So, like
Right.
Christina chose this was Christina's pattern. I can't show you because she hasn't. This was her
Right.
first pattern. It was not easy. And I said to her,
No.
if you do this as well as you're doing, don't get
Oh,
frustrated with
yeah.
yourself if this doesn't come out great. This was a
Yeah.
very difficult pattern to start with.
It looks like it. Yeah, it's the four
Yeah,
elements. Yeah.
yes.
Earth, wind,
So,
water, fire.
yes, this is another one that we're going to be in the works of doing.
Oh, that's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah. Um, I have so many within my head. We're going to be eventually doing Ohio. I mean, you could take one like
Hmm.
that, but the letters are spaced out enough
Yeah.
um, to be able to do. So we're going to be doing this one eventually. So I think it
Wow.
depends. I think it just depends on if you're going to start this. Start with one that's really
Hmm.
simple. Build
Exactly.
yourself
Yeah.
up, because if you,
Yeah.
unlike,
Don't start with that one because that's complex.
except if you're
Same with
my
the one you're
daughter and
working on,
found
the
it,
drop of joy. Yeah.
except if you're my daughter and she's like, "Oh, mom, this was really easy," and I'm like, "Okay." Everybody else thinks it's hard, you know.
Yeah. Let everybody else start with training wheels. You go straight to a 10 speed.
You know, start with ones like the cross. I think you could probably do the
Yes.
rose. The rose was simple enough, and realize when you're doing it, like you saw the
Yep.
rose, and then I kind of hit a kind of a stumbling block with the two blessed, and then I went to the
Hmm.
cross, and then I went to the flag, and every one I've done, I've gotten better and better. This is only my sixth
For
one.
sure. Oh,
So it's not
wow.
something that takes a learning curve of a crochet time. This is something that over time you can start to learn very quickly. And there is a Facebook
Yeah.
group called the Kina Saga Corner on Facebook, where you can be able to see other people and get other inspiring artists and all that kind of stuff. This just it happens, doesn't take that long to figure out how to do this.
Okay.
But please don't try to make this perfect. To me, it's like if people want to make this perfect, then it's not, the hands haven't created it. I mean, like Josh said, there's a machine we could get that could stamp out this pattern. It would be all
I'm
nice and
sure.
perfectly cut. But
Yep.
then the
Yep.
hands wouldn't have been on it. I think in our world,
Right.
we got everything manufactured and everything looks perfect and everything's cut out right. And it's like, no, not with this. You just got to let it
No,
flow.
that's right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Mary, these are so beautiful.
They are.
Uh,
And
Pop a
they are.
link to your merch store in, and I'll put that up so people can see where to get these patterns from.
I will absolutely do that. I will put it in.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Yeah. Because I'm passionate too about also making sure that people realize that I know pain sucks. And there's been
Hmm.
I think I don't want to start crying, but I think I may. Um, there's it's been hard because I realize that there's going to be things that I can't do as a grandmother.
Yeah.
Like I can drive very little. There's my
Mm-hmm.
days I have really bad. I have my really bad days, and there's things
Yeah.
that I'm not going to be able to do as a grandmother that
Right.
other people are going to have the opportunity, and that's because of the fibromyalgia. And
Yeah.
I've had to grieve over that and cry over that, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and but it's really it's we can sit here all we want and be able to say, okay, you know, I'm hurting and I'm in pain, and I know that, I get that, believe me, 110%. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to find something to keep your hands busy. I don't care whether it's crochet, and I don't
Yeah.
care whether it's whatever it is. And I will gladly have anybody on, and they don't have to have a channel. They do not have to have a channel to do
Mm-hmm.
it. They can come on
Right.
and we can do exactly what you and I are doing, because that's connection. We
Yeah.
can laugh, they can have a cup of tea, they can crochet, they can knit. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that's the patterns. There's only three patterns. There's the rose, which is always free. We have the
Okay.
cross, and we have the flag with and without the flowers. And we're going to
Okay.
be adding more. And I kind of feel like, to some degree, I'm like, well, I hope people aren't going to get too frustrated with me that this is like all I want to do now. But it lends itself so much to having everybody come into our channel and do what we started out to do from the very beginning. And that is
Exactly.
come in and make those connections with people. I'm
That's
just
right.
here to turn on
Yeah.
the live and go live and make those connections. But I get to do something that I've become extremely passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And that has brought my daughter and I kind of really together
Just
in a
that
way
extra
that's
step.
really special. Yep, it is
Yeah.
just, and I mean, I literally have told people, I'm like, oh, we're only going to be here for another little bit. And then we're like, oh, by the way, it's been 4 hours later. And I'm still touching fabric. And I just,
Well,
and Christina and I are the Kinasaga chicks. That's what we called ourselves. And I have got some killer ideas for shirts. Oh my goodness. I came up with them today. I'm
oh,
like, my creative juices are just going. And there was an ornament that I picked up
yes.
because we had the opportunity of taking someone, and I'm trying to be
Mm-hmm.
discreet just because I want to respect the privacy, but
Mm-hmm.
someone got to meet their great grandmother for the first time recently, which not
Wow.
everybody in life gets to do that. And I ran into
No.
this thing in the store, and I'm going to make a pattern out of it. Um, and I think that it probably says to me the best that I possibly can. And I'm going to
Yeah.
make a kimosaga out of it. The journey awakens the soul.
Oh. Oh,
And that's
that is so
exactly what this has
beautiful.
done.
Yeah,
That's exactly what this whole thing has done. It's just like awakened
absolutely.
something in me. Can't I understand
Yes.
how. And these are the
Yeah.
fish
Well,
eyes. And I never thought I would have lures. But if you're looking for little eyes for your projects, these are the tiny eyes we're going to put on the goose, but they're little lures you use for fish. And I've ordered 3 millimeter and like 4 millimeter.
yeah.
And then these are the flowers we're going to put on the hat.
Oh, yes. Those are so
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. So I have a lot of eyes for a lot of projects. And we have
Nice.
about 8 panels of about, you can go to, if you've got a Menards, you can go to Menards. You can order this, you can order something similar on Amazon for the foam
Mm-hmm.
board. If you have a Lowe's, you can go to Lowe's. They will not cut the board. We had to cut it ourselves. Neither will Home Depot. But
Mm.
we went in, and you can get 8-foot by 4-foot
Yep.
boards at Lowe's, or Lowe's has a different brand, Home Depot, for $28.
Yep. Yep.
And we literally have 8 panels sitting here. You don't think I'm not
Wow.
going anywhere. I'm hooked. Whatever you want to call it, I'm hooked.
You're
And
poked.
I'm poked, I'm hooked on whatever it is, but I think sometimes God puts a journey on our heart and we're supposed to go for it.
Yep.
And sometimes we
Yep.
don't. We don't listen to that little voice that says, no, you need to do this. And I'm so glad
Right.
I walked through that door and said, okay, I know what
Yep.
I'm doing. And my mom's like, you should just do a piece and see. And I'm like, no, Mom, this isn't it. It was like an itch I had to scratch.
Yep.
And I thought I got to show this to Kim, because she very well may be very interested in how this is done.
Absolutely.
Because you do all the amazing stuff too with all your craft stuff.
Well, thank you.
And you go to craft stores or craft shops.
I do.
Or
Yeah. And actually, I've got a craft show coming up, or an art show coming up. So,
I mean,
do you want to know how God blesses?
Yes.
Last weekend, I made a few $100s at an art show, which, blessing right there. The next day, I had to get my car towed for almost exactly the same amount that I received.
Oh my goodness.
So it kind of sucks that I had to get rid of it, but God provided for me to get my car towed from one town to another. So,
well, and you can
yeah.
take they have the polystyrene Christmas balls, and I know you do them in the paint pour. You could take that and slice 8 little strips down it and make the Christmas, just tuck the fabric in there, make the Christmas balls out of the styrofoam. Out of that as well. And take the pumpkins and make 3D pumpkins.
For sure.
And they would come out really adorable. And, what about your teenager girls that are sitting there? Put the phones down, get some board, put it up. I mean, make some Christmas gifts, handmade, or even if it's just sitting and chit-chatting with your teenagers and sitting there and doing it. And you're focusing on something else. You're creating something.
Exactly. You're making something beautiful. And that just feeds the soul, making something beautiful.
It does, but there's a whole different thing to this. It's hard to put into words. I can say that. It's hard to put into words. And if you're going into like a corner, like I'm struggling with this a little bit, you can cut into the fabric a little bit just to get it to bend into where you want it. And
like when you're sewing and you have to give that little bit of to get around a corner.
Yes. And that's just part of learning the technique, learning what you need to do and what you don't. And and sometimes I've seen people say sometimes I don't know what to do, so I have to walk away and then come back and have a different view of it than what it is. I've seen people. There was somebody, I was listening to a reel one time, and she had her grandmother who had passed away, and she had some leftover fabric from a quilt that her grandmother made, and she did this, and she made it look like a mini quilt version of what her grandmother's quilt was.
Oh, wow.
So if you had somebody that maybe, or had leftover shirts, maybe I would probably try to say cotton shirts. What about making a picture of somebody's clothing they had left over that you could put in? Maybe they really like roses or flowers or butterflies or whatever. And then you have a picture left over of that. I thought that was so sweet.
That is.
And it's about taking your time and being patient and realizing that sometimes these little pieces can be as frustrating as kids can be.
Oh, yeah.
We've all had
but
those
I can
moments.
totally see that road forming.
Yep. And it's just
Yeah.
because I've taken my time
Yeah.
and I'm going to it's going to go in there. And sometimes you have to do a facelift a little bit and get it to go in
Mm,
and be patient with it. And sometimes you have to use a little bit of glue and get it to
mm-hmm.
come in. And eventually
Yeah.
it goes in, and it doesn't need to be perfect because it's not supposed to be perfect. And I can
Right.
already see fraying happening with this, and I know what I'm going to have to use to fix it.
Right.
Not a problem. We're going to fix it. And
Hmm. Well,
I'm going to
Mary,
make it.
my husband has come home from work, so I'm going to go and maybe try feed the guy. And
Why would you want to do a
this
silly
has
thing
been so
like
wonderful. Pardon?
I said, why would you want to do something like that? I'm kidding. I'm joking. You know that.
No, I know. Yeah. So
But it's going to
blessed
take a
to
little
be
bit.
called. Yes. Oh, that is going to be so beautiful.
Yes.
When you are done that particular one, let me
Yes.
know and we'll have you back to show what the final. But let's just see again some of the projects that you've had on the go.
I have the goose, which is still an outline in process. See, the goose had that
Okay.
shiny, sparkly stuff on it. Of course, we
Yeah.
have Christina's that I have to work on that has to be framed.
Oh, yeah.
This one I will probably never get rid of because I'm extremely proud of it. It's the flag.
That,
This is where
yeah,
I knew
that would be a showstopper right there.
this one
Yeah.
I knew I could do. Now I'll probably be doing more of these just so that I can, if anybody wants it, I could
Yes,
sell it. And then of course working on the
absolutely.
teapot, but I'm probably going to do some more of these teapots. They're just so cute.
Nice.
And then we've got the fish, which we're doing that on YouTube or Facebook. We've
Yes.
got our fish.
Oh,
I'll
wonderful.
probably do
Well,
more of
thank you, Mary, for showing us this. It looks like fun. I'm going to have to take a look at what I can get locally for supplies because I don't know in Canada, like we have Lowe's, we have Home Depot, we have these different places. But see where I can get maybe the best prices and that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, and you
yeah.
can get polystyrene on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, and you can get the scissors on Amazon. And if you go to our link tree, you can go there and you can see all the supplies that we've used. Some of them have affiliate links, but if you've got Amazon, you can get all of the scissors, everything. And I would
Perfect.
recommend don't use an old-fashioned seam ripper. Get
Mm,
get one that's kind of aerodynamical, whatever it is, because you're going to be using it a
okay.
lot. And the first night I
Yeah.
used it, I used my mom's Singer's seam ripper that was probably older than me, and my hands were really hurting. So get a seam
Oh,
ripper
yeah.
that's really kind of have a fatter thing. The square ones just will kill
Okay.
your hands after a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thank you and bless you as you yaya into life. And so good to see you again. I love you, my
Love you
friend.
too, my friend. Bye,
I will
everybody.
talk to you
Take
again.
care.
Goodbye. Yep. Bye-bye.